Hello, everybody. Sorry, I didn't realize it was 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna chat for a minute or two as people try to come in and filter in for the show. Um, Today was a long day, which we'll discuss once more people get in here, so I don't have to repeat myself about it. But today was just a bad overall pain day because of a procedure I had. So. Waiting for people to trickle in, as I said. I'm very excited about how much everybody enjoyed Vlad and Cammy's bead offerings today. I couldn't be happier to see all of the new people ordering his stuff. And doing the MTOs and adding to it. He's so excited. He said that they were a little overwhelmed and like blown away by how much everybody enjoyed this weekend. Um, the restriction will be lifted sometime either late tonight or tomorrow morning. I only have one bin left, and there's like 3 different sets that I want, so I'm like waiting to see what is going on. We're not gonna do anything big tonight. I have an idea for a little necklace that I thought we could do together. We will have our first sale next Saturday, the first sale of the year. If anybody has any money left. Instead of a D-stash, I'm going to call it a restash. So it'll say D-stash, no restash, please. That's going to be the name of the first sale of this year. So if there's anything that anybody specifically is needing to reorder, to add to their stash, get their stash back up and, ready again so that everybody can have plenty of supplies for the springtime craft fairs, which will be starting before we know it. I can't believe that like Squish is going to be a year old next month. I can't. That's going to be so much fun. My daughter has said that I can share like little bits and pieces of that celebration. So which will likely be the first like edited anything I try to do, but because it'll be bits and pieces put together, I don't have much of a choice. So everybody will just have to show me a little bit of grace, as I'm hoping you do with the fact that I have no makeup on, my hair is not done, and you know, there wasn't enough energy for all of that. So I just wanted to come and hang out with you guys. I have the dollar bead box that I could order or open while we're on. I see we have a couple people. I hope you will all talk. I don't want anybody to ever feel like that they can't comment on my shows. I know we talked about some stuff as far as just my asking that I can't remember where I was going with that, so that's okay. I did find the fairy and dandelion charms, so that's good because I know there are quite a few of you that want some for the sale next weekend. Um, I'm talking about these little guys. These are there's some that's just the dandelion, and then there are some that are the fairies. So we have those. I expect that those will more than likely sell out during the sale. But I have a few others. I figured we could either design with this today or we could just open the dollar bead box. I guess we can just do that, right? Let me go down to the table. There's no need to do a separate recording for this. I'm actually going to take that off solo layout for just a second so I can move the camera up without making anybody sick. Not a whole heck of a lot, just a little bit. But it's still attached to the desk, but not like a fixed metal. It's one that you're supposed to be able to bend, though it doesn't bend well. So here is the dollar bead box. I just removed the tape. Let me pull this out. I get both, both the dollar bead box and the dollar bead bag. I hope everybody's doing good. I know the Super Bowl's on. Say hello if you're here in the comments. I'd love it. So it says February's dollar bead box is a bright, feel-good mix made to spark fresh ideas. Lively greens blend with warm oranges and sunny yellows for an energizing path. Each bead feels like a little hint of spring and a creative momentum. Open your box and let bold, cheerful combinations take shape. Their coupon code this weekend is for 10, or this month is for 10% off charms. Obviously, I'm not going to put that out. There are some and ors that happen because they don't have enough for everybody in of one specific strand or not. So I'm going to start with the dollar bead bag, and sometimes it's a little confusing and you don't know which one it is. Hi, Gracia. Did you take a look at any of the beads from Vlad and Cami? Oh my gosh, I spent way too much money, but I'm so excited to get everything and create with it. It's going to be amazing. So here we go. The dollar bead bag is 4 strands of 3mm and 4 strands of 4mm fire polished beads, and they are $1 a strand, which is great. If you have a subscription with them, you can go and buy several others. Oh, hon, I didn't have it posted up. I just threw it up because, well, here. So I had an ultrasound done yesterday. And good news, no blood clots, which was the main thing. They were worried about, I won't know if there's still infection in my leg until I go to my appointment tomorrow afternoon, but having the ultrasound wand rubbed up and down my entire leg just threw me into a pain flare up. So I slept through the bead show today. I just had to go back and go through everything and place my orders then. I'm kind of glad I don't have a guest today because I don't think that it would be fair to them with the way that I'm feeling. So we're just gonna come on, say hello, see if everybody liked what they got, if they did order anything. I know that Vlad and Cami were overwhelmed by the love they saw this weekend. So, and I am too. So back to the bead box and back. So sometimes I can't match up the colors to the description names. So if I mess them up, I apologize. This one's easy, bright orange. And then we have alabaster sage luster or crystal sage, which I think I got this. I don't know which one I got. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to guess that I got the alabaster sage luster, and that's this. And then I got the crystal orange sherbet or matte orange sherbet. I believe that I got the matte. And then light peridot, I'm guessing, is this. This month was much easier than normal. I am loving all of these bright, cheerful colors, so it will be lots of fun. So then we have crystal apple green. Not sure which one that is. crystal orange sherbet or matte crystal orange sherbet. I got the orange sherbet version, which is cool because then I can put the two of those together. And although they're the same color, because one is shiny and one is matte, it will add a layer of texture. Evergreen or matte? Evergreen. I got matte. And then crystal sage. So one of these are crystal apple green. I'm going to guess this one. And this one is crystal sage. So I'm very excited to get these colors. These are beautiful. I will definitely be using these a lot. And if the box, as it does most months, is as pretty as this, then I'm very excited about it. Hi, Tina. Hello, hello, everybody. Now onto the box. So we'll start with the strands. I'll pull those out first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands in here, which is great. Okay, we have the check glass leaves, beige and green. I have those. Those are pretty. I like when they're two-sided like this, but different because you know your girl likes a two-sided necklace. So one side could be more muted tones while the other is more bright. Like it just gives a different look, which is cool. Then we have the 3x5 gem cut rondelle light yellow. That's these. They kind of have the like opalite coloring to them. I think hubby turned the light on too bright. Hold on, let me turn it down just a tad. He was in here doing stuff and he altered the light for me a little bit. Oh no, you know what the problem is? The overhead light is on. Hold on. Let me turn that off. That's what's causing the lighting to be funky. But he was in here working. So now let me see the color much better. You guys, now you're seeing more true to color to what I see with me. And it's softer lighting, so wouldn't hurt me none. Alrighty, so the light yellow is this. As I said, it does have like the opalite glow to it. So there we go. Then next we have 6mm Lucerna bicones in lava red. These read more orange to me than red. The color that I'm viewing is the right color. But yeah. All right, Gracia, that's fine. Hi, Tammy. I know Tammy loved this weekend as well. Her and I probably got almost all of the same beads. So it was great. As I said, they're saying that this is lava red, but I'm reading it as orange. It's a very nice deep orange, though. Would go very nicely with these. We might have to make something with those. They would go with the fairy pendants as well. Okay, and then we have 6mm check fire polish in either white green luster or light green AB. I think I have light green AB, which I'm okay. I probably would have liked the luster one better. So I'm going to have to watch some people's unboxings. I've been known to trade a few of these when I see something I like one and someone hears me. They're like, oh, I got the one you said you'd like. Want to swap? Sure, yeah. So hello, Cheryl. And then we have the 4mm check glass melon in a mellow yellow and green. You know, this brings more turquoise to me. I know there's more of like a green turquoise than a blue turquoise, but like, see, this one looks more green, but then this is more blue. They're very pretty beads. And then we have 6mm Lucerna bicones in shamrock, and that color is on point. These are beautiful, you guys. See, these read spring to me and make me so happy. I feel like This is probably going to be the beginning of the beads that we have. Yeah, the colorways this month is beautiful. Did you get yours, Cheryl? Cheryl, did you see any of the beads that Bloody Cammy had? You can still go and do made to order if there's a set you like, put MTO in the comments. You can also, if there's a set you like, and maybe you only want the pendant, or maybe you only want the smaller beads, you can MTO pendant, MTO whatever. If you want more than one, you can always say MTO times 2. Sorry that I didn't include that in the instructions. I'll go over everything with me again at the end when everybody's here. Okay, on to the bagged items. And I haven't looked at these yet, so let's do them first together. I was gonna do an unboxing and then I went, oh, whoops, this was supposed to be Beading Besties. So I know that the thumbnail on here is different. I'll alter it for the other one. So we're gonna start with green dyed jade, 25 pieces, 3mm. I believe that's what these are. Just some really pretty little check glass. I think they're called drucks whenever they're round. They're very pretty. Then there's a 9x12 glass tabular bead, orange opal, 4 pieces. I think I know which one it is, but it's this one, which again, orange sherbet. Beautiful, quick and easy bracelet, straight out of the bag. It's gorgeous. Then we have 5mm check glass daisy spacer, spring green, 15 pieces. Yes, I like these because they are, I keep saying I'm going to cancel subscription for the box and just keep the bag because I mostly use these as spacers, but I haven't done it yet, and I'm never like upset that I didn't, but so these are the daisy spacers in the spring green. And then it says that there are some 7x8mm glass, check glass barrel, two-tone greens. And there are 3 pieces, so that's what these ones are. Those are really pretty. The problem that the reason I consider canceling this every month is because sorry, I'm gonna turn my phone on. Recording mode, so it stops going off. It's because you don't get a lot of the different items, and sometimes I find it hard to design with because there are so few like this. But then I come across it and it works perfect for a design, and so that's why I haven't like stopped anything. Then we have an 18x22mm check glass rose petal in opal orange. It is 1 piece and it's very pretty. It, like they said, it has the opal colorway to it. Again, you can use these. You could use these with it. You could use these two together because the flash of this reads more this color while the base reads this. Any of these, they're very pretty. So that's a really pretty like focal bead. It's drilled across the top and kind of like bends as a petal would. So that's really pretty. Then we have 4x7 check glass disc peridot with rose, 10 pieces. I kind of wish this was drilled the other way, but you do get the green with the little like hint of pink, but the pink is very light, very light. Pink. Okay, and then we have check glass bumblebee, opaque yellow with black wash. which is this. And is it drilled the way I like it? No, it's not, but it's okay. It would make a very pretty pendant. You could put any of these greens. Actually, it would look beautiful with these like little leaf beads. That would be really pretty. It's beautiful. I just like to put it on a bracelet. I like it done side to side rather than top to bottom. So, and then we have 17 by 20 millimeter check glass sugar skull in either yellow with turquoise or green with pink. I got the yellow with turquoise. I probably would have preferred the green with pink. So if you got the other colorway and want to swap, let me know. Otherwise, these will be some quick and easy pendants you can throw on with a couple of turquoise beads. Really cute little ones. Then we have, oh wait, no, I did the dragonfly. No, oh, here's the bumblebee. Sorry, I met up. Yeah, the petal is very pretty. The apple green spacers. I know, I really do like it. Okay, that's the bumblebee. This is the dragonfly. Sorry. You always get it late, Tammy. Yeah, that's me with bargain Bead Box. I always get mine closer to the middle of the month, though I did hear that they used Amazon again this month, so I'm hoping that means I get it a little bit quicker. Then we have 8 by 12 millimeter check glass tabular rectangle, green with travertine. These are very pretty. I like to use beads like this and just put them like they're the good frame for the focal. Like they sit right up against the frame and then you can go off with your other beads. So that's what I like these for. What I need to do is just start keeping my check glass in jars with like coordinating shapes. So rectangles or rounds or leaves. I already have one for the leaves. So that's what I need to do with the rest of my beads, but haven't done so yet. Okay, and then we have vintage German glass drop, bright tea green or crystal beige white. I think I got the light tea green, but I could be wrong because it could kind of be either. No, I'm pretty sure I got the light tea green, which they're very pretty. I think that light's still just a tad bit too bright. I'm gonna fix that. Because it's really visible. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let me show this to you now. There, I think I have the light tea green because they're very pretty. It's funny because the room almost has to be dark for you guys to get good color. So we finally figured out a way that I can have that for you guys without it being too dark to where I can't see what I'm doing. And then we have 30 millimeter 5-point tabular resin star mixed earth tones. You get 5 pieces. So I got the 2 like, it looks like sea glass almost. These would pair very nicely with sea glass. That's what I'd put them with anyways. They're a nice size bead. They're 30 millimeters. So, and that's probably from this point to this point because they always measure from the longest size. So there is the February dollar bead box. I do not have a coupon code for this. I don't think I've asked them for one, which I should if I'm going to keep getting it. But that way, you guys wanted things. Like I said, if you like any of these beads, you can purchase them from them. You have to In order to get the dollar a strand price, sorry, you have to either be a subscriber to the dollar bead box, or you can buy just a subscription to the box for a year, and then you're good. I don't know why I'm putting this all away, because we might just go ahead and make something with them. As I said, once a month, they give out a coupon code for something that is good through the end of the following month. So if I place an order by March 31st, I will save 10% off their item of the month. So, hi, Rosanna. It's okay. I literally created the live and went live. So, you get your bead box when you do. Yeah, right? I've asked for it to be moved up, and they said no. That they keep their box drops the way that they do based on when the membership is started. I do have a code for them though. It's TTT2 because you get $2 off of your first box. So I'm gonna have these beauties, which I don't know why, but these are way more coral than they're showing. There. Now hopefully you can see the coral better. See, that's the thing. Some colors come, see, there, you can see the coral. That's the coral. I will have a better vantage point of these charms before the sale so that I'll monkey around with that to the best of my ability. Oh, these are, I don't understand. He has, unless I just have them. But there's the dandelion, and then there's like a fairy sitting with a dandelion in her hand. You can see the coral on this one better, which is nice. It's very pretty. So we have those, and they would go well with this month's dollar bead box. The colors would be really pretty, but I've been purposely saving some of these to the side so I can make a design with them on this. We're gonna do that this next week, leading up to the sale. So, okay, I gotta know everybody's like, was everybody as naughty as I was and shopped way more than they expected on the sale this weekend? I I'm not a big fan of the cat bees, or I haven't been a fan. Like I've never thought that I would buy some until I saw them within the set. They were beautiful. Hi, Shawnette. Um, some of them were so beautiful, but like there were so many others. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I had a blast. For those of you who just came in, the trunk show for the Gollum beads. You can still order for them, Gracia. So I can send you the link if you want to go look through them. You would just have to mark MTO, made to order. That takes 3 to 4 months to get them. If you hit bin and you're the first one to put bin, then you get the ones that are already made, so you get them sooner. But you only get 10 bins over the 2-day period. Like I said, she was okay. Fern, is that oh my God, Jenny, is that you or is this another person? I don't want to like call somebody by their wrong name. Hi, Barbara. Everything was just so beautiful. And I got a message from him last night just saying he couldn't believe all the love, all the orders they got on the first day. They were so excited. However, I had an ultrasound on my leg yesterday. There are no blood clots. So that was a good thing. He couldn't comment whether or not there was still infection in the leg. From what I saw, there was, but I'm not an ultrasound tech or a doctor. But no blood clots was the big thing. So then, oh, well, Fern, I'm so happy to see you. I love our friends to the north. I have several very good ones. So welcome. But the rubbing on my leg from top to bottom was a little bit much. And so I slept most of the day today. I literally got up at like 5. And so I'm in 4K, so you guys get the best picture possible, although that's a bit scary to think about. But you ladies are kind and loving. Yes, Cheryl, I'm so excited. So excited that there were no blood clots because that would have. He was like, "Oh, you're allowed to go home." I'm like, "Wait, what?" "Oh, no, if you would have had blood clots, we would have arranged for transportation to the hospital." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was like that kind of a situation, but there weren't any, so that's good." Let me see. I'm trying to decide if I want to design with those or if I want to do the necklace version of these that for so that you guys can see how to use them in a necklace as well. Not that you don't know, but I made some like elevated leather or letter bead bracelets. This is the Alaskan agate that the dollar bead box had, both the rondelles, and then on their site they had the 3mm faceted rounds as well. And I think I ordered these beads specifically to go with those beads because I thought that they were there. Great news. They are serious. Yes, they were. I didn't realize that it was like they said, "Oh, we want to make sure you don't have clots," but I didn't realize that if they'd see something. But yeah, so that's why I had an ultrasound on a Saturday afternoon. I had other people who were like, "Wait, you had an ultrasound today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I was just showing a way to elevate it. These are just some AA grade rhodonite beads. And it's just XOXO. I thought these could be cute little bracelets that you could use for some Valentine's Day gifts or whatever else. I want to do one other. I was going to originally do it with the coral pearls, but I just reminded myself that I'm trying to save those. What to do? Trying to think if the greens would go really pretty with the pinks. The other good news about this company is they do sell the beads individually. So like if you use a lot of ease, you can order the vowels specifically, which I like. Let's see. Maybe we'll just save that part for something this week to do. Oh, and in case you missed it on Friday, we are going to be altering our schedule again. I'm sorry, but it's good for those of you who prefer evening live streams. It will work out for you guys better. I will still be going live Mondays and Fridays at my normal time. Even when Rosanna has surgery, I won't be going to her slot specifically. I'll probably start an hour early. That way if Dorothy goes over, it's fine. And then Wednesday, I'm going to revive Wednesday night wind down, you know, wind down. Because everybody really liked that show. It was popular. I get a lot of viewers on Wednesday nights that I don't get Wednesday mornings. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, Meek is going to the afternoons at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe, is what she told me. If you're in the comments, can you pop it up on? And then, so if I'm feeling up to it on a Tuesday or a Thursday, it might be like a bargain bead box video specifically, but I will try to do at least an hour's notice if I can. But that's probably what I'm going to be doing now that I have the internet and camera ability to give you guys a clearer picture. I'm excited. I don't think I've recorded a video yet. I need to do that to see if the quality on those are better here on StreamYard, or if I need to like buckle down and really figure out OBS so you can get it. Oh, thanks, Fern. Yes, I love them. I'm actually, these, I have a bunch of different size jars, and these ones don't fit. They kind of like rock in there. So I'm gonna be swapping all of those out for either this size or this size because they do fit in. And when we turn the desk so it's facing the other way, I'm gonna spread these out. I'm gonna take the side and move it over and put wood shelving in middle. Then there'll be this piece, and then I'll do the same thing over here. I have been hanging the different things that I've been making up here just so you guys can see them all. And then this is my, like, you guys, I still don't know what to do with this. I would leave it. Okay, if anybody has any suggestions, I would love your suggestions. So, this is a very beautiful necklace of blue lace agate. Here, I'll show you down on that thing so you can see better. Beautiful, very nicely center drilled little nuggets. Some of them are thin like chickpeas, but most of them are nuggets. Now, I bought this and was like, oh, I'm just going to cut it up. I don't care for the spacers. Though I do like the bail loop as what she tied in. And so I'm probably going to be looking for these because I really like that. But then I got home and I realized they knotted in between each and every single one of these blue lace agate. And I know that this took so much time to do. So I haven't broken it apart yet. I'll measure it real quick so you guys can get a better idea. It's like just a bit too long because it kind of touches my belly button, and I'm not really about that. So that's 6 inches, 12 inches, 8, yep, it's 36 inches. That would include the plus. So it's a 36-inch length necklace. So when I put it on, like, it's about 2 inches above my belly button. But yes, it is a lot of work, and that is why I haven't opened it and taken it apart, even though that's what I was going to do with it originally. So yeah, I've just been hanging up my jewelry over the racks just so you guys can see the different things I've made. I still love this butterfly. And I just kind of hang them up there. It's really good storage for my earrings because they fit right over the bars and hang naturally, so it's nice. But Yes, I love them. That's true, Cheryl, I could. And I could just separate enough for the bracelet. And then because it's knotted, I wonder if I can figure something out. I have some side knot covers in gold. So I could just put that around the knot and then I'd still be able to use it without having to like pull it all apart and re-strand it or try to knot it because I obviously wouldn't have, I doubt I'd have that color. Well, it's a gray, so I have like 3 shades of Ceylon, 3 shades of gray in Ceylon. Okay, so what to do? That would be a really good idea. I didn't even think about that because I could do the side connector directly and then I could take it off the side that doesn't have the loop, has the lobster clasp because that was obviously added on. And then I always wanted some, like it was always going to be more of a layered, I wanted to do a layered look. So if I took off enough for a bracelet, I don't know how she did this. Oh, she knotted around, she went around this through a little ball spacer and then knotted on the other side. So yeah, I could just, she did the same thing on this side. I would have not thought to do that. That's a brilliant way to end a knotted necklace. I'm holding it up so you guys can see it. So she went around the little veil bead, which this is genius in and of itself. Because I like closed rings. I just haven't been able to find some good ones in 18 karat gold plated. I need to look, but I like what she did, how she went back through a spacer, did a knot, through another spacer. That's really smart. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thanks. I appreciate that so much. Literally, you could wrap it twice, Tammy, but then you have like two very, so you can't even do it overhead. You have two very much shorter necklaces, and with as heavy as it is, and the width of it is like some of these are like 15 or 18 millimeters wide. So that would be very heavy for a short necklace. But I think that I could very easily like take it off to here to use this part as a bracelet. And I wouldn't even necessarily have to knot it. That's the good part of a knotted design, that if it ever breaks, you just lose the one bead where the necklace actually broke and the rest are still there. So I might just do that, take that much off for bracelet and earrings. And then this would be a very nice size necklace. For me, I would try to make sure, yeah, see these all add up. There is no pendant on it, but I could easily just jump ring over one of these knots and have something hang from the bottom. Okay, so I think that's what I'm gonna do with this. Yeah, I need to find some good 18 karat gold plated knot covers though. Or yes, knot covers. But and I have them in the traditional way where like you put it on and then you crimp. I have those in 18 karat gold plated, so I just need to go find some side folding ones. That would be amazing. Okay. Maybe let's do like an easy bracelet. You guys, it's going to be, yeah, it doesn't need one, but if I added one, it would be the best one for that. I feel like that's the way that I would do it. I would make sure that it matched the simple beauty, the simple elegance of that. So, these are some other, I did a couple of other ones, and I just used my niece's name. This one says enough. This one says changed. This one says Selena. And then we just have the XOXO. There's one more that yeah, they're cute. I like the way they turned out. Alrighty then, let's see. I do like all the spring colors in here. Honestly, I wish there was a little more yellow, but yellows are hard because they're either a good yellow or they're not. So I did say that these would be good for bracelets. This is olive green, and we didn't really get any olive green in the box, but these match very nicely. So let me see if this strand would work well. Or we can just do a very simple little necklace too. And just put those together. I think that would be really pretty. Okay, I'm going to turn my face so I can move this down without getting you all like seasick or motion sick. Make sure it's in a good spot. That might be a little too low. I have two little like viewers further down. Okay, so I have to be right here. Okay. Okay. There we go. So these three go together very nicely. So I could just do like some silver with this lighter green, would be really pretty on top. Or I could do this more muted color. I can't decide. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Do you guys agree with this lighter one? I feel like its sparkle is more understated, whereas this one went on. Oh, thank you, Shauna. I appreciate that. Where does the darker green? The darker green doesn't look bad with the olive green color. It's just like not the same tones. But the lighter yellowish green looks good. Okay, that's the one we're gonna use. I would have used the bitones, but they don't really go with it as well. These little ones don't. I'm going through the bagged options. But the daisy spacers do go very nicely with those. Okay, we'll pull those out. We'll see what we're gonna do. Just a quick little design on the fly. There. Okay, so I need some needed jade. I have a little pull-out desk because this is like a antique desk. So it was just had stuff on it, so I couldn't close that to get into my, I had to close that to get into my beading wire. Oh wait, is this the really thin one? Oh, that's cool. Just want to make sure I was going to be able to touch that. All righty then. Now we can get to it. We're not going to need the benchmark. I'm trying to find a permanent space on my desk though. Oh goodness, is that right? There's still, where did that box get put? Let's remove something. Babe, if you're listening and you moved my pearls, can you please come grab them for me? If not, it's not the end of the world. Oh, I think I have some really pretty green pearls in there. If I knew where they were, I would just grab them myself. I just don't know where they are. I also have this graduated string. Oh, look, there's some of them right here on my desk after all. There we go. You don't need all of them, just a few to kind of sprinkle in amongst the silver ball spacers and our lighter yellow. I have more of these, so if I have to grab them, I could text him to ask him to come to get them. The thing is that some of them are my smaller size and some of them are my larger size. Let me go ahead. He may be watching the game even though he's not really into the game this year, like normal. Yeah, I had two different strands of these. I had them pulled out because I was gonna try to crochet around this cabochon, which I have enough to do so. But that would have been a very pretty. You moved my pro box a little.
Yeah, I put them on the floor because I want to give more.
Oh,
right here.
Got you.
Oh, this was just a fun.
I just moved the pearls. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. Okay, I thought there were more of those in here. I may be incorrect. I have some really light colored green ones, but they're bigger. I want to save the rest of my coral smaller pearls, or I'd add those. I don't mind. It's pretty pretty. I think I'm liking the more metallic green ones. They have like a light gold wash. Well, not gold wash. They're the right like color to go. Though, like I said, that cabochon is beautiful. I wish I already like had the way that I was gonna crochet this in my mind. It's not hard. You just create a circle pattern and then you put the cabochon in and you like go in and out of all of the last row of stitches and pull it tight and it fits over the top of it. So it wouldn't be difficult or take long to do. So let me see. I don't want to do white. I don't have any good greens, but I do have this like lighter brown color, but that might shift the like brighter season for, but I have this really light pink. And I have some opal pearls right here on my desk. Okay, we can do that. I'll show you guys. It's not at all like difficult to do, and it won't take very long to do either. Just going to grab my 2.25 crochet hook. You start everything out of the way so you guys can see how to do this little tradition. You're just going to make a loop like this. You're going to pull the straight, shorter loop through, grab it with your crochet hook, pull up, and the knot is created. Then we're going to do 3 chain stitches. With a chain stitch is just when you go under the thread and you grab onto it and you pull it through. So there's our first stitch, second, third, fourth. Now, to turn this into a circle, we need to go back through the first stitch, and I want to go through the back bump. So this is the top where you see the little loops, but on the back of the stitches, there's just one loop. So I like to grab and go under that loop whenever I can so that I get like a cleaner look. Sorry, it went through one of the other threads, but not both of them. And I will tighten up my loop and just, there we go. It went through the right time. Once I get back to there, and then I'm just going to take my line again, and I'm going to yarn over, and then I'm just going to pull through both the first and the second string. Then you're going to go into the middle of this little ring. Do a stitch through the middle. Oh, that was the middle. And then you're just going to do a series of very simple single crochets. So you're just going to grab the loop, pull one up, and you have one chain stitch. You go through, or single crochet. You go through both loops. You go back down through the center, grab onto a loop, so you have 2 on your hook, pull yarn over, meaning yarn over the top of your crochet hook, and pull through both of those. So that's 2. We're going to do 6. 3. 4. 5. And 6. And now we have a little ring. Then we're going to go back to the first stitch. And if you're not sure where the first stitch is, just count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the first stitch right there. We're going to go through it with our hook. Come on. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're not going to pull another, like we're not going to go like that because it would create another stitch. Instead, we're going to grab onto the loop we just made and we're going to pull that through. And that is known as a slip stitch. What happened? Hi, Emma. Oh, welcome. I don't recognize your name, but I'm glad to have you. I've had some new friends through the sale this weekend, but it's great. Okay, so now we're back to the first row. And we're just going to do an increase. When I do very small ones, like this is going around the cabochon, I'm only going to increase my stitch every other one so that it doesn't grow too fast, because I need to be able to sync it up enough that it's going to go around this. Because as it sits now, I think the second row will just nearly be enough to go around here. But I don't want much. I want as little of the top of the cabochon covered up by the cord as possible. So right where we just did the slip stitch, we're going to go back into it, yarn over, pull, oops, drop my loop, yarn over, and we're going to pull up. And we're going to grab onto our hook, and we're going to go through that first one. Now we're going to do it a second time to increase the size. So we're just going to go through, yarn over, pull up a hook. There's our first stitch, or our first increase. If you wanted to, you can use a stitch marker so that you know where your first stitch is. And in this case, it's just a jump ring. So we did our, no, I just went to the wrong stitch. That was our slip stitch to join. Okay, here we go. So I did this stitch and this stitch. So that's where our increase was. Now I'm going to go to the second one from the first row, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through just once. Then we will go into our third stitch, loop or yarn over, pull up one, and then pull it through both of the loops. As this is an odd number stitch, we're going to go back through and do the exact same thing a second time. Then we're going to go through the next one, and we're just going to do one. Then we are going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. The next one, and we're just going to do one double crochet in the next one. So there's one. Then we go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 2. So we'll do 1 single crochet and a second single crochet. And then the next one is the last of this round. We're going to go through there. We're going to go once, and we're going to pull through. Then we're going to go to our first stitch, which is marked right here with this jump ring. And we're going to do a slip stitch to end the round. So we're just going to go through there. We're going to yarn over, pull it through, but it's already tight. There's already 2 stitches in it. There we go. And instead of yarning over and pulling through, we're just going to grab that stitch, and we're going to pull the second loop through. Now, we've just done the 1 increase, but because it is 1 increase, if we just go around it again with just 1 single crochet in each stitch, it's going to be bigger. So whenever you're doing a cabochon, it is good to have like a row that doesn't have extra stitches before moving on to doubling again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my first stitch, which is this one. We're going to pull it up, and we're going to do a single crochet, just 1. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark that stitch with our jump ring, like so, and move on. And we're just going to do 1 crochet in each one. So there's that one. Pull it through. We're going to go through the next stitch. You're going to pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. We'll go into the next one. You could count and know where your like row ends and starts, but because I'm chatting with you guys, I think that will be confusing for me. So instead, I'm going to use the stitch marker and let that do my work. Now you're going to want to be careful because this almost looks like a whole stitch, but you can tell that I went into it. So because these are tiny stitches, make sure that you're not going through a stitch twice. Oops. Because you're new to this. So up, and you'll see how this is bigger just by doing this one strand going around it with just a single crochet in every one. Go through it all the way around like so until we get around to the last stitch of this round, which is this one. This little like itty bitty stitch. Let me make sure. Yeah. So this little itty bitty stitch between the first of this round and the last of the last round is where we slip stitch together, which is what we're going to do again right now. It's right here. We're just going to grab the cord, which leaving the jump ring in makes it harder if you're just going to pull that second loop through the first. And now we're going to have another increase round. And like we did last time, we're going to go every other. So we're going to go back through the same stitch. We're going to pull up a loop and pull through. Then we're going to add our stitch marker. So there's one. We're going to go through it again. Probably would have been better to leave the stitch marker on until I did the second stitch, but I got it. There we go. So there's our first increase. Then the next stitch, we're just going to go through it once. I might have done this wrong. I probably shouldn't have not increased on this last round because it's buckling up, which is not what I wanted to do. This is the first time I've done this in a very long time, so hold on just a second. I need to get back to round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay, so I undid the round that we did initially. I apologize. It was folding up more than I thought because I wasn't increasing every stitch. I did every other stitch. So that's why that was. So we're just going to go back in through here, do a slip stitch, and pull it through. Then we're going to start the next row, and we're going to do we're going to do an increase here. So 1, 2. And I'll show this process again where I don't mess up like that. 2. Pull through both loops. Then the next one, we're not going to do an increase, but I do need to put my stitch marker on so I don't forget where our first loop is. Oh, come on. Just go through my little stitch. Don't separate the cord. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, yes. No. Let me go back. Hold on. more stitch because this is where we doubled the first stitch and then I did the third before marking it. So we're going to go back to this one, which is the first stitch of this round, and mark it. Put my loop back on and tighten it. Okay, sorry about that. So that was the single one. Now we're going to go into the next one, and this will be an increase. So we're going to pull up one loop, go through, create a single crochet. Then we're going to do the second one. And we're going to go through the next one and just put one single crochet. And we'll go into the next one, and this one will get two. Like so. We're going to go to this one, we're going to do one. And this next one is our last increase stitch. We're going to do one, and then we're going to do two. And then we have one last stitch from the previous round. Just 1, 2, 3. No, we don't, because we had 9. Yes, because we should have 9 stitches, so that's correct. So we're gonna skip over this, which is our slip stitch from the previous round, and we're gonna go in. Hold on. This is the slip stitch, so we do have one more little stitch right here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we need one more single one to go to 12. Well, and then we'll do 13, 14. Right? What am I doing? Okay, we're not going to use the cabochon. I'm sorry, I just wasted that time. I will work on it off camera until I get it right. Bring it back, show it to all of you. I apologize. Okay, let's just get some stringing wire. I apologize. I shouldn't have tried to do that live because with my memory recall issues, it wasn't the right. I'm not remembering how to do it. So I need to do it and then like write down the steps. I apologize. I think I'm close to what I'm supposed to be doing, but I just wasn't quite there. Here are these. I can use some very simple, humble silver spacer beads, 3mm. I apologize, guys. Sorry. Yes. Okay, thank you. The game Curiosity Bear up by 12. Yeah, I was like crazy. I didn't host the trunk show. No. The show that he asked me to host will be of his Misfit one. So the way he does it is that he just releases like 4 or 5 collections at once with the prize. The first person that hits bin or me or comments min or me gets it. Then other people, if it says MTO is available, they can go in and put MTO, and then they will have to wait longer to get those ones. The ones where I will be hosting will be a Misfit show, which will be ones that they've done in the past that didn't meet their quality control standards. Like maybe the glaze bled down into a carved part of it, or something got bumped during the firing process, whatever. That's the show I will be hosting. That's the sale I will be hosting. And that won't probably be until they get everything situated as far as this sale goes. So that's that. Sorry I didn't see that comment sooner. This is why I made a moderator. And I didn't get to do that with Carolyn yet, because I was under the weather, we shall say today. Okay, so just gonna do a very simple knotted head pin to create the veil right here. So I'm just going to bend over the wire into, oh no, I'm sorry, we're not bending over the wire. We are making a knotted head pin. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna put the tip of my wire to the tip of my pliers. And I'm going to begin rolling up the end using the very small end of my micro round nose pliers here till we get back to where it started, right there. So then we're going to, while they're still in the pliers, bend it up and around so that it's easier to go through the knot when we get back around. You're going to push that in. You're going to grab some nylon jaw pliers. You're going to put the base of the plier right up against the nylon pliers, and then you're going to grab some pliers and you're going to pull through. Now, the best wire to do this with is 22 gauge. This is 20 gauge. I didn't realize that until I just got it. So I'm going to have to like squish this up a little bit because it is 20 gauge wire. There we go. Okay. Then once you have it through, I like to move it up ever so slightly and grab onto it and straighten out the wire as I pull it through. And there's our knotted head pin. We're now going to stick it through the glass bead and pull it down. You can see you have a little dot right there. You could also put a bead underneath this one if you wanted to. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put one of these underneath it. And these are my junky cutters. I learned from Linda that if you, much like fabric scissors, you want to leave it as the one plier that does nothing but cuts wire. Okay, so we will put that little one up there, and then where's the date spacer? Let's see. Where's my right here? Okay, do we need daisy spacer under or just in between? Straighten this out again. And I just put my finger up against the bead. That way I would know it was coming out of the bead straight. I think this daisy spacer is way too big, but I have smaller ones in this little jar because I inadvertently mixed them together. Okay, here's a little one for underneath this. And then you can grab a larger one to go underneath the dragonfly because it is a bigger bead. Yes, I like that. I think it's pretty. And then I'm going to do a small one again on top before I do my my whip. Do I like that or not? I'm trying to decide. I don't think I do like that. So let's try it with just the bigger daisy spacer and the dandelion. Or dragonfly. Yes, I like that much bigger. Okay. Anna, you are new to the channel, so I'll tell you that sometimes I'm not always sure what I'll like, but I always know what I don't like. That's always easy for me. Then I'm going to bend it right where it came out. I'm going to go ahead and use a size 2 or the second step to make the loop. That way I will have room to put 2 of the little ball spacers on either side, keeping it from rubbing back and forth on our beading wire. So I'm going to grab my second step and I go right into the joint. I'm not completely vertical and I'm not completely horizontal. I like to go right into the bed. And then I'm going, and this is facing the wrong way right now. I'm going to go up, over, and down. Then I'm going to go horizontal, and I'm going to pull that back and under. Now I'm just going to do my hybrid loop, which just takes this around back to where the loop originally started on the other side. This is as strong as a 3 wrap loop as well. A loop that's wrapped 3 times. But you don't get all of the added like to where there's a bunch of wraps in between your loop and the loop, which I like because then this doesn't disappear underneath all of those wraps. So we have that for scrap. It's just about long enough to do my little closures. And then we're going to grab a ball spacer. And then we'll grab our focal on the other side. And we will grab another ball spacer. So I'll show you what I meant. Now, when this is done, the loop will sit and rest on those rather than in between them directly on the beading wire, therefore making it the less chance of fraying to happen on the wires. Okay, then I just have to decide. I know one of these daisy spacers right here. So I'm going to put one of the lighter toned beads on either side. Then I'm going to grab a 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter. I don't know what just happened. 3 millimeter. I'm going to put that through there. And then I'm going to grab a small daisy spacer. And I'm going to grab one of my pearls, glide that down, grab another one of the little 3 millimeter daisy spacers, a ball spacer. Then I'm going to do the yellow spacer, and this will be my pattern. So I'm not going to put a daisy spacer between the ball spacer and the light yellow ones. I'm only going to do the daisy spacer on either side of my pearls. And then I'm going to use these tabs as my secondary focal. Aww. I'm so glad you guys are all chit-chatting. I love that. My daughter is in Murrieta, so I'm starting to like learn. And then my great grandma lived in Milwaukee for several years. And then she moved to Minnesota. That was her accent. It was so cute. So I think I was close to what bead. Yeah, the jump ring was, I think, like a 10 millimeter jump ring, so it was quite large. I'm going to use these as what I call my secondary focal, and I know you're new, and maybe some of you guys haven't seen me do it yet. I like to put these right where the collarbone hits because it naturally draws your eye up from the focal, of the necklace up towards the face, which is what we want, right? Right. Okay, so we're going to put another ball spacer on this side, a small daisy spacer, one of our pearls. And this will be a very organic shaped necklace. Obviously, the pearls aren't all the same, but they don't need to be, in my opinion. I love uh, pearls with, um, as I like to call it, personality, which just means that they're not perfect. And then another. Okay, so this is what the pattern will look like as we go up. If you love green, this necklace will be right up your alley. I'm going to take the time real quick to pull out the 3mm ones really quickly. I'll pour a few more out just so I have them right here as I'm stringing and don't have to keep hunting for them per se. I keep saying I'm gonna go in and resort them, and I haven't because there's so much other things that are more enjoyable to do in my bead room than sit here and go back through and sort the 3mm ones from, I think the other ones are like 5, but okay, there we go. That's enough to get us started at the very least, if not to finish our little necklace here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clip off this one side, and I'm going to count out my pearls. I need a happy face binder clip. I'm going to go ahead and separate out my pearls. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 2. And of course, there's only one left there. Oh no, there's the second one. Hold on. I think I want to pull these 2 largest ones out for a pair of earrings. So now we have 6 for each side, right? 2, 4, 5. No, 2. I do have 6 on this side, but not this side. 2, 4. What happened? I don't know, but I just found another one up here. So we're okay. I don't know how that happened. I must have flipped it with my wire inadvertently. Alrighty, so now we're back to a pearl on this other side. So we're just gonna put, sorry, I went off camera. Okay, so we're just gonna put another daisy spacer, and then we're just going to keep grabbing the pearl, daisy spacer. I'm bummed that we didn't make it to the Super Bowl this year. But I'm happy that I don't think it would have been a good look for our team to go up against the Seahawks with Stidham. I just don't think I would. If we were going to be in the Super Bowl this year versus the Seahawks, I would have definitely wanted to only done so with Bo Nix. But I will tell you that his wife just had a baby yesterday. So we have a cute little baby that is the newest Broncos fan. So I'm trying to rack my brain on whether or not it's a boy or a girl. And it's not coming to me, but I am trying to think. That's going to drive me crazy. So where did I put my phone? I need to know if it's a boy or a girl. Let's see here. He had. It's a baby boy. Wait, I could have sworn they had the baby. It's saying that I'm not pulling up anything like current, but I'm almost positive they had the baby yesterday. So if I'm incorrect, I apologize. I thought that I saw an announcement that they had the baby, but there's always like those spiffs out there. So also, if I am correct and they did have the baby, I'm glad that he's there and not in the Super Bowl the day after. So yeah, I do love pearls. Hold on. Let's see. St. Patrick's Day is coming up as well. And yes, I love my pearls. My manager's modern small sunrise. Okay. The other ball spacer. No, you don't do a ball spacer between. So I have a condition called Durkin's disease that causes all kinds of fun stuff, including memory issues. So memory like recall issues or whatever. The first thing I do in the morning are like memory things. So the best ones are puzzles like Sudoku, which I love. That's like my number one that I like to use. 4, 6, yeah. Every morning, like that's how I wake up, and that's also typically how I go to bed if I don't fall asleep watching one of my friends' videos because I'm tired. Okay, so we have one more curl for this side. And then we will add our rectangle. Oops. It is a spacer. And then the rest of the length will just be the lighter yellow with ball spacers up the rest of the necklace. So do more yellow. And then we'll go to the tab in the same way we have with our pearls, which included the 3mm Yaesu spacer. That one doesn't have a clear look. I'm going to have to get more Yaesu spacers out. Okay. There. It's still gonna drive me crazy. Okay, Google. Did Bo Nix and his wife celebrate the birth of their son? No, not Bono. I said Bo Nix. almost positive that they did. We will see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clip this side off. We're gonna string up the other side, and then we will see how much we need to continue beading. I am gonna need to put those bigger rings away and sort out some smaller ones for this other side. See, it doesn't take long for me to do this either, so. But I tell you, if there was a procrastinators Olympic Games, I would win the gold medal. Because I am a procrastinator. What? The baby was born yesterday, right?
Which one?
Oh, Nix's wife.
Why?
Can you look it up, please?
Yeah, but it did autocorrect, so what you sent me made no sense.
Oh, it was Bo Nix.
It said no box.
Oh,
Can you see if no box delivered is sent yesterday?
yes.
That.
That's what. It was like I had no idea what you were saying. I like this really bright, like apple green color. It's like the perfect mix of green and yellow, and I think it pearls or pairs very well. And that was not intended to be a fruit pun, but we can pretend I was that clever for a moment. The nice Daisy Spicer. I don't. That's funny. Autocorrect always says that. Right? I swear I saw a picture though that said their baby was born. So if that is the case, I am glad that he didn't have to be, home or miss it all entirely. That would have been a big shame. Can you imagine having your son and then having to or prepping for the Super Bowl and oh, that would be so hard. Besides, if it were me, I would want to be there when my husband played in his first Super Bowl, or maybe the baby just would have been born in California, uh, instead of Colorado.
Eden Hope Nix.
Eden
Hope Nix. Eden Hope Nix.
HOPE or
Yes.
POPE?
H-O-P.
Ethan?
Eden. It's a
Eden?
girl.
Oh, it's a girl. Okay, Eden Hope Nick. Baby girl was indeed born yesterday. Okay. Aw, how cute. Oh. Almost done. One more curl on this side. We'll make sure that I got my pattern correctly on both sides. Just to shore that up and make sure. I have found that I'm kind of loving the monochromatic right now, staying within the same color family, but just different shades. I've just kind of been drawn to them lately. Kind of like the jade necklace that I did. although that has yellow and green jade, but I just really like the way that it turned out. Okay, so we're back to the green. And then on a ball spacer, a daisy spacer, and our other rectangle. Like I said, we will probably just count out and finish up to make sure everything matches, which it looks like it does. Okay, to measure this out, see where we are. We are just for the beaded necklace part right at 6 inches on both sides. This is just swirling around. It won't be like that once we're done. So let's see how many of these we have left to do up the rest. 4, 5, 4, 5. I completely forgot about the green daisy spacers, but I'm okay with it because I think that would have been, I think we needed the silver to break up the greens. Okay, and then I have these 4 that I will hold out for an earring of some kind. We are now done with the daisy spacers. So we can take those off the mat. We might use a couple for the earrings, but those will be easy to just pull out. Trying to remember to keep my mat clean more so that you guys can see things easier. I've done pretty good at sticking to like cleaning off a project before I move on to the next. But yeah. Okay, so for the rest of this, like I said, we're just going to do the rest of our check glass with the ball spacer in between it. Although I think I counted up 15. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. So yeah, what we could do, which I'm thinking would look cute, even though I just put away all those daisy spacers, was if we were to add a daisy spacer every third light green bead. I think it means the ball still. Just so it's not completely plain. Yeah, I like that. I'll show you. So we'll just do that little break every third bead to give it a little bit more visual interest rather than it just both work beautifully. Like either way would be fine. I like to keep a pattern so not just end the pattern. Like so keeps it nice and delicate. 19 to 7, Seahawks in the 4. Oh, that's very true. They probably wouldn't know because she'd be very, very, very pregnant. So, he got to be there with his wife. And that was the only thing he needed to focus on. So I'm very happy for them and for the way that like came out. 1, 2, 3, right? Yes. I don't even think we're gonna need all 15 to finish this necklace up because I don't want it to be too long. So I'm actually going to measure it where it is right now from the center. There's 6. 9 makes it about 18 inches. I'm gonna do one more set of 3 beads and then we will finish it off there. So if I wanted, I could do a bracelet instead of earrings, but I kinda like finishing it off with the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One of the earring ones must have fallen. I'm actually going to go ahead and print this real quick. I think it's down on my desk. I think it's up there. Yes, they're right here. And since we'll be using a print bead, I'm not going to end this side with the silver ball spacer because the print bead will kind of act as that. So we're just going to add the print bead on. We're going to fold this back through, pull it down with a small loop, which is how I like my loops pretty small. I am going to take a scrap piece of that could be used for an earring. That one's too big of a scrap. Don't like to use my larger bits. I mean, that's the only one I'm seeing right there. I may not have it full. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra beading wire. I like to put my thumb right up against it so it doesn't come out. I only have to flip it once. And then I know I just had my magical clippers out. I have second pair. I just have a pair I prefer. And we're gonna swish. Center it back in. Squish it in. And then I also don't have to squish it as many times when I have the extra beading wire within it. And I'm gonna see if I can get this over that last little bit. Yeah. I'll just have to make sure I check to do that on the other side. Okay, so we're just gonna do this side now. 1, I haven't heard it said like that. The analog is color scheme. Huh. Gonna have to look that up. Maybe I'm just not. Oh, oops. I put another day's there instead of a salt. Now your turn. Why, yes, sir. You've been late. Okay, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4 more repeats, not 3. So there's 4. See, so like if I was the person designing this box, I would have 3 of them in here so that you could use one on a necklace or one on either side of the necklace and still have one for a bracelet. But I know there are others who don't like receiving odd numbers. Okay, wait, am I really gonna run out of wire? I have 3 more to go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can do it, folks. 1, 2. Okay. There's enough room. It'll just matter on whether or not my dexterity is gonna go in my favor. Where does the other group two go? Just two out. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Pray for me, everybody. I usually have to bring in my pliers with situations like these. Okay, so that's on. Let's make sure the wire is in there. I got a loop. Don't want it too tight. I would also rather not have a gap either. Okay, I did it. Can I get that inside the bead so I don't have to cut it off? And that would be the best case scenario. And let's see if it's a little bit bigger. Put my thumbnail between the creeper and the bead. And oh, I gotta put extra. There we go. And crank. Scrunching. I don't understand why it's not scrunchy. There we go. For some reason, it wouldn't, like, there was no resistance. It wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. But it finished up nicely. There we go. I didn't even check to make sure that I had this all even. So it is indeed, woohoo! Okay. That does not always happen, especially not for me. So I'm a happy lady, but yes. Oh, thank you for explaining that, Cheryl. Like purple, blue, and green. Yes. I love to learn. So I do so, like, I'm a knowledge junkie. Some people, like, I like to ask a lot of questions, and some people see it as nosy, where I'm not trying to be nosy. I'm just generally that interested in the human experience as a whole. So, but if you guys ever feel I'm being too invasive, if we happen to talk, which I do talk to quite a few of you off camera, um, you can just tell me. That's what. That's the perfect lake. Look, see, it's like the perfect lake. That's what I put the clasp on. It's the perfect Becky length, as I like to say, because we know that, like, she likes all of her necklaces about this long, except for sweater necklaces. Like me, sweaters I only wear when I have a sweater covering up my bosom, as they say. But that's the reason I like uh a oh my goodness. I can't talk. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but it's okay. That happens too, Anna. Everybody else is used to it, but you're new, so I can be talking and then just all of a sudden lose what I was saying or where I was going with something. Um, yeah. Please tell me I have lobster claws right here. So here, actually, I am gonna do my wire wrap too. Where am I? Or I could just go. Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my little bead-along hooks that I really like because they kind of have a built-in extender chain. I mean, it's not a full-on extender chain, but the other side of this hook is like a figure 8 that has closed loops. So I'll attach that with the jump ring, but then it will also have, you can put the hook through either one of the loops and it flies flat on your neck still, which is nice. Okay, so we're gonna grab this. Where am I? There. Although these are kind of broken. So we got our, that's what I'm upside. It's a shiny part, like the part that's supposed to, there we go. It's facing down, instead of lying across the back of the neck. So like this side, the sides kind of curved down, and I had it like that to where it was flat, which both ways are perfectly fine. I just prefer the aesthetic look of this, like that. So, and then I'm going to attach the hook on with the jump ring as well. Well, do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. Because I don't want to open the little hook. Although I should check it to make sure it's closed, because not all of them are completely closed. That one needed a little bit of a squish. If I can keep from having to open the loop at the end of this, I really try to. Plus, it would have been facing the wrong way because I did attach the other one. Had I not done it this way, then the hook would have been more this, like that. What is happening? Okay, that's down, that's flat. Yes, this is how we want it. And there we go. Pretty little necklace. Very simple. A way to kind of spread out your like more expensive items like freshwater pearls. You can just use the freshwater pearls on the part that's going to show on top of your neck and put the simpler part of the design around and onto the back of your neck. So we have that. Okay, so I have 2 pearls left. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 of those left. Just found a 9. Okay. So I have 9 of these left. Let me see if there was another focal in the box. I would kind of go for this. Or we can just do the simple earrings since we've already been on for 2 hours tonight. I'm going to go over the schedule change one more time. And then I'll put a post up. No, there's not really another one. So I'm just going to stick with our earrings. I'm going to grab some wire. And we're going to do the exact, oh, not this one. That's way too big. Grab this piece of 20 gauge wire. We're going to cut 2 sections of it to do our little earrings. And then I will also need some. Well, I have cute little earring hooks in this little set right here. So we're going to do the knotted head pin again. Make sure that your end is flush before you start, which this side is. Tip of the wire to the tip of the pliers. There's a little bit of a brush, but it's minuscule and it's helping me stay fixed in my fingers more. And we're just going to go around once and twice. And then we're going to fold this back up so that it's in position to go through when you pull it off. Then you're going to grab your nylon jaw pliers. Although Shira somehow manages to do this part just using her hands, which is quite impressive. Okay, pull that through. Got a pretty good clean, but I'm going to split just a little bit because it is 20 gauge wire. Pull that off, yes. And then push it up just enough to get my pliers under there and pull this through the nylon jaw pliers to get it straight. I'm going to put on, if I can find the hole, going to put on a pearl. Oh, I don't know if the pearl is going to want to go through 20 gauge wire. It is not. So let me grab some 22 gauge. I thought I have right here. You know what we're going to do instead? We are going to, since I do have some pretty little ear wires right here. Let's go ahead use the added beads to make more of a teardrop earring rather than just a dangle. Since we have the extra beads, I hope this is going to be enough. I think it will be. I'm gonna put my. This will help us use up the last of the beads because I don't know about you, but nothing is more frustrating than having like one bead left, which I may still end up here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, but that's because they gave us an odd number of beads. So this is as close to using all of them as I can. I should have just gone ahead and left it on the dragonfly, but it's okay. We're going to put newspaper. Oh no, I was like, wait, Heather, you have to do the other earring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can only do 2 and 2. Let's see if that's going to be okay. I wasn't taking into account that I needed to do a second ear. It can be just really small little silver ones, which is fine. This won't be as dainty as I'd originally planned, but that's okay. We need a crew tube. Now those have a gold wash. No, they don't. They have a silver wash. I'm gonna use the pros because there's only 2 left. Let's just see what this looks like. If it works, that would be great. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, let me get a scrap, which I just had one. It'll just be little bitty little drops, but that's okay. With my scrap of softness. Good. That one's big enough for the other earring. Well, I am going to borrow enough to fit number 2. So the bead is easier to accomplish. Sorry, that's probably very loud. I apologize for that. Yeah, that's not gonna be long enough to try to finagle into there. But I just had the scrap of the necklace that I cut off. I don't understand what happened to it. I'm just going to cut off a piece long enough to do what I want right here, and then I'll use it on both earrings and feature print tubes where I need a little bit of extra stuff in the middle. There we go. Okay, keep that there. Pull those two close. Grab my gripper. Oh, here's my good ones. Or was the ones? These are the ones I'm not as big of a fan. These are the good ones. Okay. Center that. Kind of get it in the crimping pliers. I just pulled the extra one out. The continual blooper reel is here, ready to go. Why do I keep grabbing that thinking it's the end? I just want to pull the actual ends closer together, and I keep mistaking. This one is there, and crunch. There we go. And then we're gonna rotate and squish, rotate and squish, rotate and squish, rotate and squish. Okay, there we go. Now, cut that off. I have plenty of scraps for the next pair, for the next yarn, I mean. Okay, good. Cute, cute, cute. The girl. Two little daisy spaces. On the other side. Oh, sorry, I'm not. 3 minutes left. Yeah, I kind of felt like this was going to be the result of the game. I was a little surprised with the low score that was initially reported to us, and so I see the Seahawks scored again. So that's more of what we were expecting from the game. Sorry, I hit the cord. Didn't need to. That's the one thing that I will be very happy is when we get the like actual hard metal overhead piece in place. Last one. Grab our other print tube. Slide it on one side, and then the other. I have like 5 minutes, babe.
Good night, my love.
Okay, hold on 5 minutes, please. I just have this one last thing to print and stretch, and then he gets up at 5:30 or like 4:30 in the morning. So he goes to bed earlier than I do. Okay. Yep. I have it all switched in. Well, Rosanna will be happy because she grew up in Washington. So check. We have those. Grab my ear wire. Prepare this some little like delicate There's like an embossed pattern. So they're really nice. This is the only thing that drives me crazy is that they always come with that like opened really wide. Some cute little dainty hoops that swing for you. I do have to like squeeze them closed because there's not enough room to really rock them back and forth. But once I get it on, there you go. So we have a spring green necklace and pair of earrings. I will get the cabochon down though, don't worry, I promise. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I should have a guest next Sunday if things work out. Don't want to announce it time for sure. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Anna, it was very nice to meet you. I hope to see you more. My typical schedule is that I'm on at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For right now, when the time change happens, that I'm on at 11 o'clock. But and then Wednesday nights I'm on around this time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Wednesday nights. So great. So happy that you guys are all here. Rosanna, I'm happy that your childhood team is looking to win the Super Bowl. So, but thanks for joining us here as well. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow morning or afternoon, I guess it is, right? So, as always, guys, happy beading. Mwah.